For nearly a year now, Apple is trying to justify the reason for removing the headphone jack on the iPhone. I believe they did a pretty convincing act, including the adapter, including lightning headphones, and inventing AirPods, their highest in demand accessory of all time. Only just now finally dropping down to 2 to 3 weeks shipping. But of course they partnered with Beats a couple years back. They bought them out. And to try to help encourage a generation of people to switch to wireless headphones, or at least lightning headphones, Beats created the Beats X earbuds. That of course still kind of have a wire, but do have a few distinct advantages over the Apple AirPods, such as the bigger battery life. It has rubber seals on the earbuds themselves so that it can fit a more wide range of people's ears, because for many people, AirPods do not fit their ear that well, and they end up falling out a lot, and since there's no wire connecting them, that can be a problem. So right off the bat, I do have to mention that the Beats X headphones, they come with a lot of different rubber seals. Probably like 4 total when you first get them. The ones they had on them didn't fit me very well. Whenever I put them in, the earbuds kept trying to jump out of my ear. It did not work that well. But luckily, the smallest possible cap fits in my ear pretty well. I'm not sure what that means. I have smaller earlobes because I don't listen to Androids and Windows fans that much, I guess. But basically, you have this one thicker cable in the center that has these 2 kind of giant pods on the side. I'm an Apple sheep. I like to use the word pods. And on one side, you have the lightning plug where you charge them. So if you have an iPhone, these charge the same way. And then on the other side, you simply have one button. When you first hold this down and hold it near your iPhone, it should connect simply with the W1 chip pop-up, similar to the AirPods, which of course is the best and easiest way to connect wireless headphones to a phone. You don't have to go to settings, you don't have to go to Bluetooth, you don't have to hit pair. They just pop up and hit connect. And they are kind of like designed to be kind of twisted a little bit, and that's so that you know how to put it around your neck. So the 2 little pods sit on the side of your neck here, like an extremely tiny scarf. And each one is probably holding most of the battery, I'm guessing. And then if you want, you can make it into a cool little futuristic necklace and attach the pods because they are magnetic. So there you go. Now you got your Beats X set up, and when you're ready to put them in, you just reach them up like this. So one thing that's kind of different about rubber seals is that they cancel out a lot of the outside audio, which some people prefer, and I can understand that. AirPods definitely do not cut out as much external audio, where these kind of seal your ear and you can kind of hear yourself when you're eating or talking a lot more louder. Like, I feel like I'm talking louder. Am I? I can't tell. But regardless, I do have to mention that while a lot of people think AirPods look silly, I think Beats X look a little sillier. They even come with those weird curl tip ones that fit in your ear. I didn't even want to try to put those on, but just look at this right now. I look like I have African earrings of some sort. So they go in the ear, all the way back around to your neck, and meet in the middle, and I just think when you're running around or you're dancing and stuff like that, they jiggle quite a lot, to be honest. And I think one advantage AirPods has over Beats X is the convenient IR sensors they have built into the AirPods themselves. These dots here on the side can measure when they're in your ear, so that when your headphones are in and you need to listen to something, just pulling it out of your ear will pause the music, and I really enjoy that. Beats X don't do that, of course, because they're rubber sealed. You have to resort back to using the old-fashioned remote, which if you're used to, that shouldn't be too hard, but maybe I'm a little bit biased because I've been using AirPods for 8 months now, and I have really gotten used to that. In fact, I've gotten so used to that freeing feeling of not having wires involved in your audio experience at all, as in there's not even a wire connecting these two, that having more wires attached to my ears and having them bounce around when I'm running or dancing or whatever, it starts to become a bit distracting. And I think that once you try AirPods and they work for you, it's really hard to switch to anything else. Sound quality wise, it's kind of a mixed bag. I've heard lots of people say that the Beats X sound better. However, personally, me and my girlfriend, we listened to AirPods, and then we both tried the Beats X headphones, and me and her both kind of agreed that the bass is a little bit lower and it didn't sound as clear. And we also thought the AirPods could get a tiny bit louder. Not that that's healthy. You shouldn't listen to music at full blast like I do. But if you do want to damage your ears, I guess the AirPods are the better option. But the other thing is when AirPods are paused, but they're still in your ear, of course you can hear things around you a lot better. And the resting battery life of each individual AirPod is 5 hours until you put them in the charging case, where these are 8 hours. Now, on paper, that looks like the Beats X wins in the battery life department, but honestly, there's very few times where I'm actually listening to music 5 hours at once. The only time I've had these die on me was like when I was on an airplane, on a flight from like Chicago to Sacramento. I'd been using them in the airport beforehand, and I was listening to music like on the entire flight. So yeah, naturally, near the end of the flight, these died. I had to drop them in the charging case for just 5, maybe 10 minutes. They charged it up again, and I could keep listening. So I think that since no one is taking these AirPods like independently away from the charging case, in a way, the AirPods kind of have a better battery life, given that these don't have some external charging case that can charge with, unless you just have a mobile battery pack with a lightning port, which is a tad more complicated. Like, the charging method for AirPods is so extremely simple. You just drop them in the case, and they start charging, and you can leave them in the case. And sometimes you don't have to charge your charging case case for 2 to 3 days. I haven't charged mine in like 4. Whereas when you're ready to charge your Beats X headphones, which probably need to be charged a lot more often because they do not rest in a case, you have these wires everywhere, and then you set them down on your desk, and then you grab another wire, the lightning cable, and plug it in that way. It just seems kind of messy, in my opinion. Have all these wires for something that is supposed to be wireless, whereas I think AirPods are truly a far more wireless experience. And no, they don't have the remote, and no, they don't have the expanded battery life, but okay, you know what? We're gonna do something a little bit different. A lot of people accuse that the AirPods would fall out of your ear a lot more easily. I want to put both of these headphones to the test and see which one falls out of my ear first. Deathmatch round, here we go.
Your blood like a winter freezes just like ice, and there's a cold, lonely light that shines from you. You wind up like the wreck you hide behind that mask you use. Now I'm still standing after all this time, picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind. I'm still standing, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm still standing, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so there you have it. As cool as these things may look, when you're bouncing around and jumping or running or whatever, the weight of the cable itself kind of pulls on the pods out of your ear a lot, and that usually ends up in the audio kind of losing its effect, because you want a real tight seal when it's in your ear. Yeah, these are a tiny bit cheaper, but in all honesty, there's a difference of $10, so I'm basically saying these are the same price, just one of them takes a lot longer to get to you, but ultimately, I do think that weight is worth it. I'm gonna recommend AirPods this time. I really appreciate the fan who sent me these to review, and I'm fairly confident that in next month's giveaway, for those who don't know, anyone who's a Patreon supporter is eligible to win my giveaway of the month. I think these are what I'll be giving away because they're not terrible. Still sound really great, still work really well. It's just there's something better out there. So please donate anything at all on my Patreon to be eligible for a monthly giveaway, and I hope the Beats X headphones work better for you than they did for me. This is your Apple Sheep here, and I will see you in the next one.